Bill Belichick spoke to the media on Friday morning for the first time since the news broke that Josh Gordon was going to be placed on injured reserve. I'm Sierra Goodwill here with Evan Lazar. We're going to do some reading between the lines here, but Belichick did say that there were a lot of different circumstances that led to this decision. He was not able to give a definitive answer on whether or not he plans on cutting Gordon down the line. But what did you make from Belichick's comments?
Well, I think that there's a combination of things at work here that hopefully we'll find out and shed some more light on in the next couple of days or couple of weeks of what it led to the Patriots to this decision with Josh Gordon, because I really find it hard to believe, Sarah, that it was on-field performance that led them here. So I think that there's other things at play here. One thing Bill Belichick did mention that's kind of the root of all of this is that Josh Gordon's not healthy. You know, he said that point blank. He said, well, right now he's not healthy, so we can't make the decision on whether to cut him yet or do anything with him yet in terms of him playing or not playing for the Patriots in the future because he's simply not healthy. The other thing that I thought was really interesting that he said is someone asked him about N'Keal Harry and how his role in this entire thing, plays a factor in Josh Gordon's future. And Belichick just said, well, we're not going to have 10 receivers on the roster. So at some point in time, the numbers game does become a factor. They would have had 7 receivers on the roster if they kept Gordon on the active roster while they bring N'Keal Harry back next week. So they're starting to add up to a point where, you can't carry all those guys. So there really has to be something has to give is what Belichick basically said. So, I think he gave some good answers this morning, actually, about the situation. Obviously, with Gordon, there's so much more that, that could be at play here that we're just not going to know about, and we're going to have to figure out here on the fly.
I mean, it was also the first time Belichick was able to be asked about the impending trade of Michael Bennett to the Cowboys. Now, Belichick admitted that he was a good player for this team and saw him as a potentially good player down the line for this team.
But that was interesting.
That was interesting, but do you think that then this decision to trade him was simply cleaning a distraction out of the locker room?
It kind of sounded like that because Belichick said that he thought that Michael Bennett would have helped them eventually, which I thought was a little bit surprising. But I think the biggest thing with Bennett, I wrote about it kind of more in length on the website, was just the fact that the scheme was never a great fit for him in the first place. And then the big change to a 3-4 from a 4-3 last year really made him it was fitting a round hole in a square peg, right? And they were trying to make it work, I think, for a while there. Bennett said all the right things when he got here. Remember, he was late to training camp, and he said all those great things about Bill Belichick and how he'd work his butt off for Belichick and do whatever the coaches asked. And he tried to, I think, for a while. And then eventually the fact that he wasn't playing, that his role wasn't what he wanted it to be, and also the fact that he was failing. This is a 3-time Pro Bowler, a guy with a championship pedigree that's won a Super Bowl, and then you start to fail as a player like that, it's demoralizing, and you really aren't used to it if you're a guy like Michael Bennett who's been so productive.
And this Patriots Press Pass is brought to you by Keeps. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss now, go to keeps.com/garden to get your first treatment for free. That is KEEPS.com/garden. For all the rest of our Patriots content, head to our website at CLNSmedia.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel at CLNS Media.